What's up, everybody? It's Diego from SGN and my boy Cat Ulo over there, and we're here to bring you a new Mortal Kombat video. It's going to be my top 5 favorite alternate game modes in Mortal Kombat history, and just to give you an idea of what modes I'm classifying as eligible to be on this list, I'm going to go ahead and list them out for you. We have Test Your Might, Test Your Luck, Test Your Sight, Puzzle Combat, Motor Combat, Chess Combat, Conquest Mode, Challenge Tower, Tag Team, and Living Towers. Essentially, these are all the modes that aren't like the main mode in the game that they're in. For example, we're not going to be counting story mode because that's pretty much the main mode in MK9, MKX, and MK vs. DC. We're not going to be counting, that's pretty much, yeah, we're not going to be counting Arcade Tower either because obviously that's in every single game and that's the main way you play it. These are all alternate modes that have been in there for 1, 2, maybe even 3 games in terms of like Conquest, for example, or are just there in different variations each and every time. For example, Conquest Mode has 3 different variations. It was always different every single time. So let's go ahead and jump right into the list. Starting off with number 5, we have the Challenge Tower. And coming into Mortal Kombat 9, I was extremely excited for the Challenge Tower because it was something that was promising to be very different to anything else we'd have experienced from Mortal Kombat. And of course it was. It gave you a lot of variety because of course out of the 300 challenges, there were a lot of things that we've never seen before, whether it be arcade mode or any other mode in Mortal Kombat history. We had never experienced things where like you have to shoot down a swarm of zombies or you have to use projectiles to keep certain enemies away, so like Tarkatans and things like that. There were also a lot of little battles where like you would take on 4 opponents, and it was just it had so much potential. And yes, they possibly didn't exploit it at the very best. There were obviously a lot of problems with it, especially the prize that you got at the very end being a practically nude Melina. That was really, really bullshit, and after putting in so much time, so much blood, sweat, and tears into that game, and literally tears because of how hard that thing was, it turned out to be not so worth it in terms of the prize. But the experience of doing it, the feeling of completion, that it's similar to what you probably feel when you beat Dark Souls. I haven't beaten a Dark Souls game, so I don't know exactly what it's like, but it's probably similar. You go through such a hard thing, and once you do complete it, you feel like you really did something special, did something that was really difficult, and not a lot of people are going to be doing. At least the majority of people are going to quit before they even get to the end. So, in my opinion, it was a great mode, it was a great addition, and something that I would really like to see coming back. Just hopefully they will add a better prize if they do bring it back, and make it a bit more fledged out, maybe have a bit more variety as well, because there were a lot of times where like you would be pushing back a horde of Tarkatans, and then 10 missions later you'd be pushing back a horde of zombies. So if they can add a little bit more variety to it, then they could definitely make something very special, and it would be a very, very solid game mode to have in the future, and one that I truly do love. It's like it's one of those I think that don't get enough respect because of the fact that they did give us such a bad prize. And if they can fix that, I think they'd be a very, very promising game mode in the future. Number 4 is Chess Combat, and of course this could probably be higher up on the list depending on who you are. My biggest issue with it is I simply don't know how to play chess, and I know that's kind of a bullshit excuse, but I have never really been a fan of chess. I prefer checkers because obviously I'm dumb, so I'm not smart enough for chess apparently. But I do like quite a few things about Chess Combat. Number 1, I like the classing system. You had to pick various types of characters that were put into various different categories, and you could really build up your own personal team. And it was a very, very fun thing to do. To try out various characters, and really depending on the fighting styles that you prefer, because of course that was Mortal Kombat Deception, which had a bunch of different fighting styles. So you could choose based on the one that you liked the most, and you could sort of just build up your team based around the characters you like and the fighting styles that you prefer. So it was pretty interesting. The variety of teams, the variety of characters, the variety of people you could put together. It was very interesting, very fun, and was actually surprisingly deep for a game mode that was kind of just thrown in there to be fun. And I would like to see it come back, I'm not going to lie, because I think that they really did have a lot of potential there. And with the amount of characters there are now, with the ability that they have to develop characters in unique fashion and not make them a lot of like in the Mortal Kombat Deception, a lot of those characters were copies of each other because they all had similar fighting styles. But if they can do that in today's games, let's say with Mortal Kombat 11, they have a roster of, let's say, 30 characters ideally, and each of those characters are usable, or maybe they have classified in certain classes, just like in Mortal Kombat Deception, and you could possibly have each character being unique. So it's just another level to being able to use these, and possibly being able to take this online to take on other players, or even maybe 2 or 3 other players or something weird like that. It would be extremely fun. I don't know if that's even possible, or okay, I just had an idea. I'm gonna go bring that some other time. Anyway, I think that'd be a very, very solid idea, a solid game mode to be bringing into the future. And overall, I think the potential's there, and it really was one of the most fun game modes because you could play with a buddy and you could go at each other. I think you could play with a friend, right? I think so. And you can go and just have such variety to the game, and I really do love it. And of course, I say this a lot in all my videos, but anytime a game mode can bring a lot of variety to the game and mix it up and not make it a stale game, I think that's a great thing. And Chess Combat was definitely my favorite among the Mortal Kombat Deception mini modes. Moving on to number 3, we have Mortal Kombat. And I expect this one to be a little bit controversial, as I have put in other lists before and I have gotten some flack for it, because apparently not a lot of people like Mortal Kombat, and I understand why, but I also don't understand why. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, it's not fleshed out, it's kind of just thrown in there, it's pieced up together, and it's very broken. However, Mario Kart in Mortal Kombat form, how is that not awesome to you? Like, how do you not enjoy that? I just, honestly, I don't understand how. I love it. I enjoyed it so much. Of course, there were only a few characters that you could use, and they all had the same abilities and stuff like that. But overall, it was so much fun to play. Me and my brother, we were young. He was like, I don't know, 10, 11 or something like that when he was playing, and I was probably 14, 15, something like that. We were just playing the hell out of the game, enjoying it so much. And I just don't understand how people could possibly not enjoy it. I guess maybe because we were still pretty young, we were still just naive and just enjoying ourselves. But still, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know why people don't like it. But regardless, I think that if they could bring it back and make it a bit more fleshed out, make it a more of a principal mode, and like putting a lot more characters into it, making the tracks actually have a little bit more variety, having more than like 4 tracks than there were, make it, I don't know, just basically make it a full-fledged mode with actual effort put into it, I think it'd be very, very solid. But regardless, I think the Mortal Kombat was a very fun mode, very underrated, and one that, yeah, like, just overrated as hell, and one that should definitely come back. Number 2 is Tag Team. And of course, I've been mentioning this in quite a few of my videos. I really hope to see that Mortal Kombat 11 has Tag Team mode. People have been rumoring it, but of course it's hard to tell because there has been absolutely nothing announced about it. But if they do have Tag Team mode, that's going to be a very strong addition. That's going to really add a lot of excellent gameplay to the game and add something special that Mortal Kombat X didn't have. Like, in my opinion, one of the biggest disappointments with Mortal Kombat X was the fact that there was no Tag Team mode, because I saw it as kind of like taking a step backwards. Like Mortal Kombat 9, it has so much to it. It had nostalgia. It had probably one of the best rosters we've ever seen in a Mortal Kombat game. It had a solid story mode, even though it has its problems. It was still a fun mode to play. It had the challenge tower. There were so many good things about Mortal Kombat 9, and in my opinion, one of the best ones about it was Tag Team mode. The ability to mix in different characters together, find great combinations that you like, that you enjoy to play, and really see what kind of characters work well together. That, in my opinion, was extremely fun and was very disappointing not to see in Mortal Kombat X. I was expecting to be an MKX, to be able to use different characters together and really combine them to find excellent teamwork. But unfortunately, they didn't add it, and that really, really pissed me off. It really annoyed me, and it was one of the reasons why I had a hard time getting into Mortal Kombat X. Like, I've said it quite a few times before. Mortal Kombat X, in my opinion, it was a fun game to play. The story was kind of bogus, and overall, it didn't have any modes that really attracted me to continue to play. Among the Mortal Kombat games that I own, I've played pretty much every single one of them. I played Mortal Kombat 4, but that's the one I played the least. But regardless, of all the Mortal Kombat games I've played and owned, I've probably put in less hours in the Mortal Kombat X than any of the other ones. And that goes to show, because the gameplay is really fun, but there's just nothing to really attract you to keep on playing it. And in my opinion, having Tag Team mode in there would have been a great way to do so, because I could play with my brother or my friends or whatever. We could be on the same team going online, taking on other people, or we could possibly go against each other in a different format. Have it be a bit more, you know, as I said before, variety. Have a bit more variety. Be a bit more diverse in your gameplay styles. And I think a Tag Team is a must, and it's a phenomenal mode, and one that I definitely hope it will never miss another Mortal Kombat game. Of course, they might miss a few here and there, but I definitely hope that it does make a comeback, and they do flesh it out a bit more, and just hopefully, you know, they do understand that pretty much every single fan of the game loves Tag Team mode, and they need to bring it back. And moving on to number 1, my all-time favorite mode, alternate mode, of course, in Mortal Kombat is Conquest mode, in particular, Mortal Kombat Deceptions version. Because, of course, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance had Conquest mode, but it was kind of boring. Like, in my opinion, it was kind of cool because they did flesh out the story very well with it, but it was all text-based, and there was really no exploration. It was just you doing these little challenges, and it wasn't that fun. It was a great way to expand on the story, but not that fun to do. Once you did it once, there was absolutely no interest in ever doing it again. Mortal Kombat Deceptions was an open-world style game where you could literally go explore pretty much every single realm in the Mortal Kombat lore. It was extremely fun to play, and of course, Mortal Kombat Armageddon's version was similar, but it wasn't an open world. It was very linear, so it does classify as a different mode essentially to me. So Mortal Kombat Deceptions mode is absolutely the #1 because there's never been a mode in Mortal Kombat history that allows you to experience the Mortal Kombat universe, the Mortal Kombat lore, and the realms, the characters, all in a way that Mortal Kombat Deceptions Conquest mode does. You can literally explore Earth Realm, Outworld, Seidos, I can't remember right now for some reason, the Order Realm, the Chaos Realm. You can explore the Nether Realm, you can explore Outworld, you can explore Edenia, you can explore all that stuff. You can explore literally every single realm, and it gives you a phenomenal amount of feeling of just exploration, adventure, and it was something that we have never gotten in another Mortal Kombat game, because as interesting and as cool, I guess you could say, as Mortal Kombat Armageddon story was in Conquest mode, it was still very linear, and it felt a lot less personal than the experience was in Mortal Kombat Deceptions Conquest, and I really loved it. And of course, as I've said before, if you're like above 12 years old, then you're pretty much going to understand that Onaga is indeed Damaji pretty early on, so that does kind of ruin it for you. But regardless, the experience, exploring all that stuff, meeting all the characters in different ways instead of just having them be like a cutscene here or there or fighting them in the arcade ladder, it was so cool. And all the secrets, for example, finding a tomb at a specific time of the day, on a specific day of the week, I think it was maybe in a specific month, but regardless, it was just the way you could find Liu Kang, unlock him as Zombie Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat Deception. You had to do so many specific things. It just made it so cool. And there were so many secrets like that throughout the game. There were so many characters that were hidden that you could just go out there and find. And it was so fun to play. Just extremely fun. Whether it was experiencing new fighting styles and being Shujinku is a dork, but still, like, being able to learn all those different fighting styles, it was a great way to learn the fighting styles, go into play arcade mode, play with your buddies, whatever you want to do, and just experience Mortal Kombat in a way that has truly never been repeated, and is probably the best way you can possibly experience a Mortal Kombat game. Like I said, it has its problems. It's very cheesy. The dialogue is like, the voice acting is awful. The story is written kind of okay. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's just kind of average. But overall, if you look at the experience as a whole, it's a phenomenal game mode, and in my opinion, it is the greatest alternate game mode in Mortal Kombat history. Now, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below what modes you would put on your list. Do you agree with mine? Would you replace it with some other ones? What would you put? Just let me know your list in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you would like to. Hit the notification bell, that way you can always be notified every time a new video comes out. And once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, all my subscribers especially. I will see you in the next video.